guys, it's Orsi and this is going to be my 1 month with the Lenormand system, I would say. So it's not this deck per se. I just had a month where I was doing everything that I could to connect with the Lenormand, and I even bought a book, which I currently obviously can't remember because why could I? That would be too easy. It's Lisa Sutton Young, I think, or Young Sutton. Let me just look for it. Lisa Young Sutton. Her book, because it was recommended by a friend. I wanted to reach out, for more advice, but just all in all, I don't know what's with me and Lenormand, but we doesn't seem to connect well. And what I mean by is that I really did my best. Well, okay, maybe not my best, but I just wanted to get a grip on the system. I wanted to see if I can find the same resonance as I do with tarot. So what I did was I was doing the daily pulls, and at first I was just, for the first few days, I pulled one card, but with Lenormand, it's kind of context is everything, so I kind of felt like it wasn't the right decision because I pulled the bear, for example, or the rider, but it depends on what other cards are on the table next to the card, how the message of that particular one gets modified. So what I was doing after that is pulling 3 cards, and at first I tried the charge method, which I was still, wanted to keep the what should I know approach to everything. So what I was doing is I pulled a card from this bigger deck, because this is a bigger one. Oops. I pulled one, I don't know, a letter. The bear came up quite a few times, by the way. So I pulled one, and then I shuffled this one, looked for the letter, and then I picked the one and the other after it to see the context. And I did that, I think, for a week. But even though with Lenormand the messages should be more direct, I guess, they just never made any sense to me. So this is my homemade one, which I really like, by the way. It's, I like the size, and I could do like bigger spreads with it. That's why I appreciate it. I looked into maybe getting an illustrated one, but I don't know why I just laid this out. But I decided to hold off on buying because until I know that I'm gonna learn and use the system, I didn't want to, spend money on it. So honestly, that one didn't work either. As in, I got a message, or at least I think I did, because with Lenormand it's kind of hard that you have a certain bunch of keywords for each card, and anything can be true, and some of the keywords are completely different. But with Lisa Young Sutton, she has a great channel, by the way. She explains every meaning very well, so I really appreciated that. I think my understanding grew because of that. It wasn't as daunting as using just the book that I had previously, the Essential Lenormand, but it still it wasn't true. So, the only time that I actually feel that the 3 card spread that I pulled for the day made sense was when I was on holiday with my ex. I guess I can say that now. And I pulled the man, the fish, and the snake. And my initial thing is that there are plenty of men in the plenty of fish in the sea and all the bullshit, but I dismissed immediately because I don't think like that. But then afterwards we went for a walk, and with him, I went with him for a walk, and we saw fishes, and we saw a water snake, or was it called in English, I don't know, catching a fish. So it was the quite literal meaning that there was a man, there was fish, and there was snake. because the other meaning of the snake that is there wasn't true for the day either. So that was the only 3-card spread that actually made sense, I think. I tried to make notes about the cards. Let me check them. But yeah, that was on the 16th. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, whatever. But even after I changed from the, charging one card and looking for the other 3, because I felt like that would be too limited. So I just did the shuffle and then let 3 cards, come out however they wanted to. That didn't help either. So unfortunately, this month with the Lenormand didn't end with me being more knowledgeable about the system or getting a better grip on it. I still think that I will try to learn the Grand Tableau. I think that if I'm gonna use Lenormand, it's exclusively gonna be the big ones. Like here's the situation, and I'm gonna lay it out and use it for the maybe a 9-card spread as well. But I don't think I can use it for an everyday daily reading, because it, like I said, it didn't make any sense. As in, I didn't find a connection between what happened in the day and what the cards were saying. And with Lenormand, my understanding is that it should be more obvious. It's not as esoteric or just feeling whatever you're feeling like tarot can be sometimes. Tarot sometimes can be like I'm pulling a magician, and it could be about finding the tool that you want to create, feeling that powerful, or the lack of it, like where are you lacking. And I have things that I can just look for and think about that for the day, but unfortunately for Lenormand, I couldn't find it. Like I said, I didn't give up, but I think I'm gonna just find the time to every once in a while sit down and do either a full Grand Tableau or do the 9-card spreads, because I think those can be maybe more easily understandable for me, but regarding certain specific questions. But if you have any, like suggestions for how to connect with the system more, or is there a way to use it for an everyday reading when it wasn't resonating for you at first, but then you found a way to make it work, please do let me know, because I know there's a lot of people who just start working with it and they enjoy it and they get a lot out of it, and I was assuming I would be this person as well. But so far it wasn't so much so that for the last week I switched back to the Light Seers Tarot, because I was like, but I still need some messages every day and I'm not getting anything out of it, so I switched back to tarot. So it's not even a month with the Lenormand, but I still have the book, I still have the videos, I still have the deck. But yeah, please do let me know, because I really want to work with it. I really, really want to just layer Lenormand on top of tarot readings or vice versa. But yeah, this is all. So it's not a very exciting, oh, I learned a lot month, but I learned in a different way in August. But, maybe it's just something that you guys can help me with. So yeah, I would appreciate comments and everything, suggestions. Or if you experience something similar and, if you just gave up on Lenormand, because that's good to know as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching it. Next month is gonna be the Hidden Realm Tarot, so looking forward to that one. Bye!